and the organizer of the annual U.S. Presidential Forum on STEM and AI, Princess Dr. Julius. Please be seated. The Honorable Vice President of the former President, allow me please rise for the arrival of His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone and awardee, His Excellency Dr. Julius Maada, National Anthem. Please be seated. Your Excellency, the President and the awardee, the Honorable Vice President, the former President of Malawi and members of the delegation, the Honorable Speaker of Parliament, my Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice, the First Lady and President of Auckland, the Chief Minister and the Minister of the Government, Secretary to the President, the Dean of the Master of Singapore, the Excellency of the Minister, ladies and gentlemen. His Excellency's Relations Commission will now commence this ceremony and I invite the President of the Board to the minutes of silent reflection. Amen. Amen. I invited guests on behalf of His Excellency the President. It fills my heart with joy to welcome you to this special occasion and friends to honor an exceptional leader who has served his people in leaps and bounds. I want to particularly welcome a trailblazer, an expected African stateswoman who has committed a life to the betterment of humanity. Former President of Malawi, Dr. Julius. The presence and that of the members of the delegation embody the spirit of collaboration and shared purpose that transcends borders and serves as a shining example of the strength we derive from coming together. Thank you for traveling to Sierra Leone. I'm optimistic we will take out the great memories of our beautiful country. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to present two esteemed awards to His Excellency President of the Union. These awards are not just mere accolades. They symbolize the hopes and dreams of our continent, yearning for leaders who personify the values of integrity, compassion, and progress. In a world marked by complexity and uncertainty, the necessity of visionary leadership has never been more pronounced. Leadership that inspires hope in the pursuit of gender equality, and leadership that invests in human capital development. Today we recognize President Julius' efforts to exemplify such leadership. Thanks to President Trump's stewardship, Serbia has emerged on the global stage as an example of what is possible when governments prioritize the well-being and aspirations of the citizens. As we share in this celebration, I invite each of you to let the significance of this moment sink in. Let us regard this ceremony as a platform of hope, one that reinforces the belief that with strong leadership, we can rise above our challenges and create pathways towards sustainability, equality, and innovation. On that note, and with an open heart and grateful light, I will now invite Her Excellency Dr. Julius, former President of Malawi and Chairperson of the Joint Fund Foundation, to give our statement.
Madam First Lady, nice to see you as President. Presence of Council, as part of my delegation, I hear we have our Chief Justice in here, and I hear that we also have our speakers here, Honorable Cabinet Minister, and members of my delegation, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of my delegation, I want to thank the Excellency and the people of Sierra Leone for your warm welcome yesterday. I must apologize to the minister who sent to meet me at the airport for the nuisance that I was on the boat. I've never been in a boat ride on the ocean. Yesterday was my first time. But we have enjoyed our stay here, Excellency. Thank you most sincerely. I've waited for this opportunity for a long time. It's a great honor and privilege for me to be here at last, Your Excellency. We have followed the work that you have done. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I came from Britain to honor one of the most distinguished sons of this land and Africa. Every day, the media, international media, covers Africa negatively. And it is our duty as African women leaders to cherry pick our stars and our jewels and show them off and tell the world what is in everything what we have got. The world doesn't know how successful we have been in promoting women on the continent. And I don't want us to beat ourselves and listen to that negative media coverage, but to take pride and congratulate ourselves on what we have been able to achieve. Your Excellency, I wish to, as if you don't know, we've already had 6 female presidents in this country. And we are waiting for the 7th one to take off next month in the media. I know of the democracies in this world who are 250 years old, who are still trying to get one woman in president. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, so today we came with my delegation to present 2 awards. One is to present an award to you, Your Excellency, as the champion for he or she 2024. He or she, some might ask, what are you talking about? The former head of UN crafted this term, from which the Leone, the former head of UN, decided what we call the few African leaders protection of women, the promotion of girls, and the protection of girls. And we will call them he for she. Your Excellency, I dug into your history and found that growing up we were surrounded by very strong women. And as it turns out, God gave you another gift, a strong woman to stand with you and walk with you. So after we have decided that we are going to go around all your goals that have decided that they will own us as women. Why? Because historically, it's only Africa that had its women leading nations. Asantawa of Ghana resisted colonialism, while her brothers were busy running to get the soap and bring sugar and what. She said, no, we are not selling our nation. She was banished to exile. She ended up living her life until she died in Seychelles. This is Commonwealth. When we stepped aside during colonialism and did not play a very active part in the leadership, we have read that it is because those who were colonizing us did not have women in their structure and didn't know what to do with us and push us aside. Until our brothers started fighting for selfhood, that is when we stood up with the occasion. We have the Winnie Mandelas and the Tina Sisulu, Rose Kiwambo, Malawi, across Africa, women who just said, if our brothers are fighting, we are going to fight along with them. Fast forward, we find that unlike most parts of the world, we have one president after another appointing more women to their cabinet. African Union achieved parity. So we're not just talking, we are talking about real leaders, solid leaders. Why is that happening? Women in the West are asking. Because we are marching on the street every day, and our president don't seem to listen. We said we don't march. We engage our men. We respect them. We talk to them. Your Excellency, we shall never go against you. We shall never demean your dignity. We shall respect you and engage you. When we think you need to add more women, we shall come and talk to you. That's how we treat our men in Africa. That's why we persist. So they don't understand how we have achieved 6 heads of state. I mean, President Kagame, his country has the highest number of women in parliament. Do you think our African leaders will come and shout at them when they do it? We engage them, and we don't confront them, we respect them, we respect one another. And that's the route we are going to take as African women. We are not going to be confrontation, we are going to respect our presidents. In Malawi, my president, appointed by law, he has to appoint 40% women to his cabinet. And for some reason, he appointed 35. And women started marching to Parliament to deliver a petition. And I heard that they're singing and calling all kinds of names on the street. And I informed the president, I said, I hope you are making what's happening on the street. Women are very upset. They are going to Parliament to deliver a petition. The president said, but I must say, because where they were going is the opposite direction. I said, no, you are lost. Go back. Go and talk to your president. They went back, they sat down, they discussed. He appointed 42% and 50-50 judges. So our president is very important. We shall respect you, our president, and we shall talk to you. Why are we here? We are here, because first, how I got to know that you are a committed leader is when we started, me and Princess Francis, talking about our girls that are dying in the Middle East when they go work there. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have gone to believe that leadership is a love affair. They say those kind of Malawi saying, leadership is a love affair. You must fall in love with the people you lead, and the people must fall in love with you. When you act, it's obvious. This is not a president that is acting. And I want to thank the Minister of Labour that launched our program here when Princess Okase came, because of the voices that our presidents have raised, because of the objection to say you will not treat our children like that. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a joke. There are countries on the continent that are receiving 90, 100 copies a year from the Middle East. Our children are being abused. Our children are being killed. But there are countries that have now banned what they call a kafara system, where when this child comes to work in their household, he's not treated like a slave. One of those countries is Dubai. Your Excellency, we shall forever be grateful to you for the voice that you raised and the noise that leaders have been making to name and shame those countries that are abusing our children and killing them. I'm truly grateful. In 2021, we decided to launch a program here. Princess Okase. She'll be able to elaborate that later. But I was able to participate virtually. But that's how far back I go. Following your footsteps, Your Excellency, before you started looking at achieving 30% representation in all positions through official legal legislation, we, as women of Africa, cannot take that for granted. Why, Your Excellency? Because I'm engaging other presidents on the continent. There are countries that are at 6%. There are countries that are at 3% representation in parliament. I have had the opportunity to speak to the male members of parliament. Why can't you know they're proud? We use this name. Here, the president pushed for 30%. So while maybe Sierra Leoneans can take that for granted, the rest of us across the continent are not taking it for granted because they are coming So there's our children in the Middle East fighting for decent work for children that go to work outside. There is this issue of representation, but there's also the issue of education that my sister and I will talk about. We'll talk about when I have finished. Because last year, the Excellency was supposed to receive this award in the United States of America, where African leaders have been picked, those that are trying to encourage our girls and boys to go into science and technology, STEM, all the way to master's degree. Your Excellency, I would like to report, I don't know if all of us here know who Princess Okase is, but she is a recipient of the White House Lifetime Achievement Honor given by President Biden last year. Maybe we stand so that I can get Your Excellency, at this point, I'd like them to call Princess Okase. The plan will make her remarks, then together we shall present their voice. Thank you.
Very good. How do you form such a process? In Ghana, we would say trap in Maniaba. I want to bring some culture. So in Ghana, we say trap in Maniaba, which means that may I have humbly have your permission to speak. And your response will be yeah. So let's try it. Trap. Umaniaba.
Yeah.
Trap, trap, trap. Umaniaba.
Yeah.
So we have the altar. I stand before you as a daughter of the soul. Great grandfather came from me. Fell in love with a woman from home. I'm very sad. So I'm partly Ghanaian and partly Serbian. So when I say this is my president, this is my Your Excellency, President Dr. Julius, Your Excellency, Dr. Julius, my sister, my mentor, Your Excellency, the Vice President, the beautiful First Lady, Your Excellency, our Chief Minister, the Honorable, and all honorable members, cabinet, ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the media, Trump, Omaniaba. Thank you so much. It is indeed a great honor and humbling privilege to be here today. I call President Maada and Kairos President for ceremony. You know, time comes in Kronos and Kairos. Kairos is that moment which is so special, that you know that the finger of God is working. I arrived at the airport in Sierra Leone. I hadn't been here for many years, I was in the US, and I knew there was a new direction. Thank you for that. Something is happening in Sierra Leone, and let's not miss it. I want to thank the cabinet and all those who stand behind you to advise you and the beautiful man who was this country. Because a lion such as yourself to roar means that thing, that. And it's not one man that does this. It is those people who are holding up his hand loyally as he goes through this work. So I really want to thank you for all that you do in his portfolio of his legacy. And I want to say thank you to each and every one. Today we are here to give an award to a president that's really sad. In fact, the African-US Presidential Forum is a forum of African presidents who believe in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and artificial intelligence, and masters of business administration. They understand, like Japan, that it is the children and the youth that are the real jewels of the nation. The real diamonds of Sierra Leone are the youth. And our president has recognized that by championing human capital development. President Joyce Ganda won the Game Changer Award at Stevens Institute of Technology in September of 2024. We come here today to support your 5 big game changers with a personified game changer herself in the house. Your 5 big changers, game changers are brilliant. And all of our programs embody and are fully aligned with the 5 big changers. The human capital development, the private, the public sector, the presidential council that you have put together, all of it coming together will definitely put this country as a beacon of hope, for all of us to look at in the future. Your legacy will never die because of what you have done in education for this country and for this country. We remember when we launched the African-US Presidential Forum and we launched in 2021, Nigeria came to Sierra Leone for the launch of the Transfer to Transform initiative, which Honorable Swahili have the honorable to. And President Joyce Ganda was right there with us. So following in your footsteps, she said, but why don't you bring this to my country? My children need the same thing. And so after you, she invited me to Malawi and we opened up the same program there. Now they were, of course, their population is almost 3 times yours. So we have many Malawians, and now, and also Sierra Leoneans. We have a roll call of 20 top Sierra Leoneans today. This is seriously talking to. We have Sierra Leoneans who have major working in mining sectors in the United States through this program that was launched in 2021. We have Rima Lapa from Stevens Institute of Technology, who is now working at Stevens in telecommunications. We have Mr. Gallo, who went to the Colorado School of Mines. Guess what? They are now earning $120,000 a year. We're talking about migration that creates jobs. Because as these ones are there, whether they come back home, we migrate with them, that they will buy homes in Sierra Leone. So we're looking for developers as we speak right now to create development. Because this $120,000 a year can build their home in Sierra Leone. And when that home is built, that means we're going to hire carpenters, we're going to hire welders, we're going to hire painters. And so these are jobs that create jobs, opportunities that create more opportunities, so that we can fulfill the 500,000 job promise that you made to the people of Sierra Leone. So on that note, I want to say that we're launching 1,000 more of the master's degree program, so that we can have 1,000 Maada fellows. Imagine 1,000 Maada. Imagine 1,000 Maada. God in second book of Kings 7, 1 to 7, he used 4 lepers. 4 lepers were sitting down and said, if we sit here, there's a famine in the land. They said, if we sit here, we'll die. If we go to the enemy's camp, we will die. Let's go to the enemy's camp. On their way, they said, God magnified their steps. And so the enemy ran. So within 24 hours, the economy of Israel was changed. Because when they got there, everything was there. The gold was there, the diamond, everything was there. So they went back and they changed the economy of Israel in 24 hours. I believe that 1,000 can change the economy of this nation. If God can use 4 lepers, he can definitely use 1,000 master's degree, science, technology, engineers and mathematicians, artificial intelligence, students and workers to create the glory of Sierra Leone. That was before. When people looked at this place as the center of education, many Ghanaians came here to get their education. Teachers came out of Sierra Leone. So Sierra Leone has always been the place of education. And that's why today we are so pleased and honored to be able to give the first ever African Intelligence Award. You see, people say AI and they mean Africa and they mean artificial intelligence. But in this room today, please join me as we present to His Excellency, because he's the first African president. When we said the concept African intelligence, he said, I like that. So in his closing remarks, he said, place of African intelligence. We are naming Sierra Leone today as the home of African intelligence. Led by the president, who's the first president ever, not African president, but the first president ever to get the African Intelligence Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me. I'd like to call my big sister, come forward as we go through. And good things come in double portion. This is like the Queen of Sheba, traveling all the way from the east to crown him. For double portion. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world.
you very much, My Excellency Dr. Julius and Reverend Princess Adrian Hansen, for those words of commendation and presentation of the awards. It's now my pleasure to invite His Excellency the President for his word.
Women speaking before you, it becomes intimidating. But I've never been intimidated because I've always been. The Honorable Vice President, Her Excellency the former President of Malawi, and my dear sister, Joyce Banda, Madam First Lady, the Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Chief Justice, ministers, my dear hard-working ministers of government present here today, the Executive Chairman, person, Necotech, Center of Excellence, Her Excellency Dr. Princess Asi Kabuki Okenzi, my dear sister, the Dean of the Diplomatic Intimacy of Corps, the United Nations Residence Coordinator, distinguished gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. I'm profoundly honored, ladies and gentlemen, to receive the African He4She Champion of the Year Award 2024 and the first Presidential African Intelligence Award 2024. Both of these awards recognize our work in promoting women's socio-economic empowerment and child education, especially STEM. I've used the word our. And in here, I have a sample of people who worked with me to drive this aspiration. I can see right on my left, the Honorable Vice President, Madam First Lady, some of the ministers are here. I didn't do this alone. I infected them. And they've caught the disease. We like women in this country and we promote women. These two awards are not just personal honor, but a testament to our collective effort as a team and the citizens of advancing education, gender equality, and women's empowerment in Sierra Leone. The awards are also gratifying because they come from distinguished women trailblazers whose work is well documented and globally recognized in these areas. I accept these awards with immense gratitude and humility, ladies and gentlemen, fully aware that our job is unfinished. We have only started. Sierra Leone's journey towards gender equality has been one of the commitment and transformative actions of our government. We have recognized that gender equality is not merely a moral imperative, but a fundamental driver of national development, social cohesion, and economic progress. When we empower women and girls, we empower entire communities and unlock our nation's full potential. My government has championed gender inclusion through deliberate policy interventions, legislative reforms, and grassroots engagement. And I want to say big thank you to the ministers who've been driving this, especially Madam First Lady, who is on the campaign as I speak, engaging different corners of our country to share some of what we've been able to get for them, especially for the girl child and children in general. My government has championed gender inclusion because we believe that for a very long time, women have been kept at the back, and now we need to bring them to the fore. We have enacted progressive laws such as the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Act, which ensures increased women's representation in leadership and in decision-making roles. We have increased access to education for girls, enhanced support for women entrepreneurs, and strengthened measures to combat gender-based violence. These are not just policies, but pathways to a more just and equitable society. However, while we celebrate progress, we recognize that the road ahead remains long and demanding. The call for gender equality is not a task for women alone. It requires the unwavering commitment of men and boys as allies in this movement. And like I said earlier, I think the men in my government and in this country are beginning to like it, whether they like it or not. He or she is more than just a campaign. It's a clarion call to all of us to break barriers, challenge biases, and foster an environment where women and men stand together as equal partners in shaping our collective future. Together, we can make a significant difference. So, I'm going to dedicate this particular award to every girl who dares to dream beyond societal limitations. To every woman who strives against the odds that are stacked against them. To every man who believes, like me, in and advocates for gender equality. This recognition fuels our determination to build a society where gender justice, not electoral justice, is not only aspirational, but a lived reality for all. As I receive these prestigious continental honors today, I want to reiterate my unwavering support for the He for She movement and human capital development. And we continue to advocate for policies that uplift and empower women, because when women succeed, nations thrive. Let us collectively amplify women's voices, protect their rights, and create spaces for their leadership. Sierra Leone and Africa's progress depends on our ability to harness the strength of all our citizens, regardless of their gender. Your Excellency, Dr. Julius, thank you so much for your tireless efforts towards telling the next generation of women that their dreams are valid and leading an intergenerational exchange of batons among women. I hope you can aspire my women in this country by your mere presence. Your Excellency Princess Dr. Hansi, thank you for your work in legal migration and science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM. Your efforts to equip our young people for the jobs of the future are commendable. Thank you so much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the spirit of He for She and the ideas of human capital development, I invite each and every one of you to join me in this laudable quest for universal access to education and gender equality in all spheres of life. Let us walk hand in hand towards a future where gender equality is the norm, where every person has the opportunity to thrive, and where human capital is our most prized asset. Your efforts are invaluable in our collective journey towards a more just and equitable society. When women win, we all win. When women achieve, everyone benefits. I've always said this in other ways. Sometimes when the men take salary before they go home, they go elsewhere. And by the time they get home, not everything is there. So I want to thank you again for these awards, and we are truly appreciative and gratified that you are here to honor me. I believe in women. And I think I have dedicated it to all the women, all the girls. Now I dedicate it to the women who have been in my life. My mom, my elder sister, and my other sister. Thank you.
It is time for a loud round of applause for His Excellency the President. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Thank you, Excellency, for those words of rededication and inspiration. And that is how we formally bring to an end this special award ceremony. And His Excellency the President has kindly for those words of rededication, and His Excellency the President has also kindly consented for tete-a-tete with Her Excellency in the office, but that will be followed immediately after the national anthem. May we rise for the national anthem. While His Excellency departs. Thank you all very much once again for coming. And it has been a pleasure spending this time with you.